Amber, she doesn't like her. Okay, let's see. And I have a feeling she's not liking her. I don't know yet because I didn't get the chance to watch it. I only watch up to where you see I have the most there on the screen. So I'm just getting a vibe. All right. So good morning. Welcome in. Let me just get. Okay. So today word for Saturday. Happy Saturday, everyone. Welcome in. Let me just say the word, our thoughts for today. Be grateful. Gratitude turns what you have into enough. And the more thanks you give, the more reason life gives you to be grateful. And that is so wonderful. And that is for Roy T. Bennett, The Light in the Heart. All right. So, with that being said, we get that out of the way. Happy Independence Days, guys. I hope you guys are having an excellent time. Everybody's being safe out there. You know, don't drink and drive, none of those stuff. Just have fun and just love on your friends and your family. All right. So, with that being said, let me just get out of here. God is so good. We wake up this morning, right? And I saw this skit with Anthony giving Kai a bedroom and his own child don't have a bedroom. I was going to come on for that. I'm saying, you know something, let me go put one lipstick on and let me just fix the hair and the head here and see how it goes, right? I don't. So let's see. Yeah, let me just check out some of this. This one is not the same. All right. So with that being said, light it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Welcome in Marianne West. So we're gonna do a roll call as we do it. Welcome, Marianne West. Good morning. Happy Independence Day. Good morning, Eklund. How you doing? Yes, to all your American friends. Yes, yes, yes. And you said that, yeah. Oh, you love the background. All right. So I think I'll keep this one. We'll change it up as we go along. I don't want me and anybody have the same. You know what I mean? I don't want to look the same as everybody else. Good morning, dear goddess. So since you said it first, let me just go around here and pin that. Where is goddess? I know I saw goddess. Oh dear, she's welcome in, my beautiful queen. All right, so that is pinned. So we have that. So remember, guys, as you enter into Rika Review, remember to hit the like button as you enter the room, and we can just come on in, close the door, and just have some fun, right? And you know what's happening. You know that your girl can't get a like to save her life, right? So we're going to try to hit the like button so we can get into the algorithm. All right. Good morning, dear Antoinette. Good morning, Angela. See, yes, doggy is over there relaxing. Let me see if I can show you her. There she is. She's over there relaxing. Yes, looking at the front door. Yes, because my den is right here in front of the front door there. Yes. Annie, good morning in Annie. Welcome in. Welcome in, Dion. How you guys are doing? Good morning, Errol. Good morning, Marvis. Good morning, Alani. Bless up. Mm-hmm. All right, so I have a few of you guys here today, but I guess everybody is busy today. Today is you guys' independence. All right, so let me see what you guys are saying before we jump into the meat of the matter, right? Let me just see. Let's see here. Let me just go back up. Happy Independence Day. Did they? Okay. Did they bring in Koko to get the views up? Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Did you see the look that Koko giving her? To where I get to, I didn't get to get all the important things. Happy Independence Day to all the Americans in the chat. Happy Saturday. Yes, yes, yes. And Ekpin is starting to say hi. Haha, Marianne. And these writers better don't drop the balls by bringing Koko in. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Good morning. Yes, my darling. You're loving the background. Awesome. Goddess Ear says, guys, our beautiful queen, Goddess Landon says, please hit the like button. Thanks, chat. All right. And then we have the beautiful Antoinette in the house. And Antoinette is saying, good morning. A storm is about to hit. I know it, Antoinette. You are absolutely right, girl. You are absolutely right. Good morning, Sharon and Chat Goddess is saying. And my beautiful princess here, Angela C says, blessed Saturday morning. Blessed Saturday, Sharon underscore Rico review, Grand Doggy, and Madson chat. Yes, darling. As you can see, she relaxing. I hope me don't talk too much because she don't like the shenanigans that Anthony is carrying on in his life right now, right? And then we have here Annie says, yes, she will like her because anything her cousin likes, she will. All right. Thank you for that. And hello, Goddess London. So everybody is greeting everybody. And Koko, Deani says, good morning, Sharon and chat. All right, Grand Rising. Let me come down here. And hello, Sharon and chat. Happy Independence Day to all the Americans in the chat too. Yes, so Annie says, I just want this divorce to come to an end and let Amber go and live in her life freely. All right, thank you for that, Annie. Welcome in. And then we have good morning, Sharon. Happy 4th, blessed. Yes. Marvis, I'm in Canada. Our independence was Canada Day, the 1st of July. And our neighbor, America, there are on the 4th. Yes, so we bless them. Many blessings to our American chat family. All right. So Angela C is here saying, subscribe, like, comment, and share the channel for Sharon underscore Rico review. Thank you, beautiful. All right, let's see. I think Angela said something here. Grand Dog is happy to see you, Koko, today. Yes, she's happy to see Koko today. Era said another foolishness of the Dalton with Anthony this morning. The Daltons are poisonous. Anyone who messes with them end up hurting. Dave and Denisha, be warned. All right, there is a warning out there for Dave and Denisha. All right, so before we jump into it, just taking some more. Welcome in, Shirley. Welcome in, EP. And I'm just welcome in, Suzette. Good morning. Welcome in, Sabrina. Welcome in, Maria. Yes. Welcome in, Marian West. Welcome in, Money Law. Perfect person to shop. Yes, Money Law. Coco is in the house. Eklund said, Goddess, you think there's going to be a skit at 11? Maybe 11 or 11:30. Yeah. Maybe what time did this one drop? I think this one just dropped, right? So maybe one will drop at 11:30. Goddess, okay. And Marvis says, so, okay, sorry. Didn't know she, hold on. Diane says, Denisha would pass for Anthony's little sister. Yes, yes. And Maria says, Coco will straighten Anthony up. I think so too. And let's see what Suzette is saying. Coco says something is up with Denisha. However, we don't know the full reaction until the next skit. Well, I am picking up so far what I've seen so far. I didn't get to watch the whole thing. This was a 9:30 skit. Okay. Thank you, Marianne West. And welcome in, Annie. Annie says, what? Let me out. Annie says, I think Anthony and Denisha should be together because Amber's too classy and independent woman for him. He needs to be with a woman who only depended on him. I like that. But remember, let's see. We're going to trust God's plan and see what is God's plan as for Mr. and Mrs. Dalton. And Shirley says, welcome in. Happy 4th, everyone. Be careful and enjoy the weekend. Yes. All right. Okay, so let's play this and we will comment on it, of course.
This is all right. Denisha, you say? Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely. Hey, you did check her birth certificate because it was 14.
Thank you. I get it all the time. Thank you for the
It's not really a compliment per se, Denisha. Coco just shot fires there, guys. Coco just diss her and she don't even realize it. One thing with comedian, they can diss you and you don't even know it. You understand? Because they're a comedian. Coco is gonna feel about her the way she did Koko is gonna feel about her the way she did about Amber. All right, Marianne West. Thank you, dear. And Tina, good morning, dear Tina Young. Um, and then it's a backhanded compliment. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Well said, dear. Yes, a backhanded compliment for sure. And she don't even know it yet. And Anthony is so in his brain already fried. You know, I mean, Coco is not this, and Anthony. Wait now, Delmarie. Welcome in, Delmarie. I'm trying to get your comment on the screen here. Where is it? I'm trying to get it, but I can't get it. Okay, here we go. So Delmarie says Coco is not into this, Anthony and Denanisha. All right. What did Coco just ask Anthony? Is she living here? Has she moved in? Him said, oh no, she has her own place. Right? Lie, lie, lie. She moves in and the son is having a room renovated right now for him. Their old bedroom is going to be her son bedroom. And by the way, did he tell her, says, you know, I want you guys to tell me, because since I didn't watch the whole thing, let me know if Anthony tell his cousin that, you know, cuz this is my woman. I am still legally married to Amber, but let me, and I move my girlfriend into my matrimonial house. And by the way, cuz my wife caught me in bed with her. Here, Coco asked him, did you check her papers? That means that he's dealing with something young, a young thing. Is like, oh, and she called her his new toy. So let me go there so you guys can get to see that part. Let me just remove, put my face in the center here, and I will get that other part for you guys so we can, whatever. I can't wait to hear when the either 11, let me know, guys, if the 11 o'clock skit drop or the 11:30 skit drop. All right. So who believe, I mentioned I put on the screen set, is Anthony a clone? Let's we poll that over here, Mr. Anthony. The biggest goof ever. The biggest goof ever in the city of SkitLanta. Or should I say it's Anthony line? To his cousin. All right. And you guys putting the clones them in the, yes, he's the biggest clone in SkitLanta. Yep, there he definitely is. All right, so now you guys remember when she met Amber, she didn't like her. She waited until Anthony walked off and then she have a word with Amber, right? So now I'm dying to see what the 11:30 skit gonna be. If she's going to like, what is she going, what conversation Koko is gonna have with Denanisha. And I still can't believe that Denanisha moved into the mansion and Anthony, as you guys can see, make a bedroom, clear out their bedroom that they used to be in. And he has, it's just a chair inside of that room. And I guess he's gonna give him the whole works. Tell me now, was that an acceptable behavior from Anthony to be doing? You see how Koko is just sitting at the edge of that chair, and she don't even sit down properly up in the chair. She just barely catch herself and her size up Denanisha. And poor Anthony doesn't even see that. But I guess she will be having a word with Anthony. So let's hear what you guys have to say, and then we jump into what you guys think about the bedroom situation. We're gonna pull that one also. Okay, so Koko has jokes and low-key firing shots. Yes, that's exactly what she did, shot fires. Yep. And Denanisha knows Koko is not pleased with her presence. Denanisha is reading the room. Exactly. Well said, dear Angela. I totally agree with that. She knows, that's what she got. You know she's going to be checking Anthony soon. You know, like Denisha love to check people. Let's see if he's gonna check Koko to like how he checked Piari and he check try to check Sheila, but you know Sheila had the laugh last in that checking nonsense that he was doing. So now Koko is firing shots at Denisha. Yes, Delmet, and definitely, Koko won't like Denisha until Anthony get a divorce, especially since she grew to love Amber. Absolutely right. Well said, dear EP. Well said. Well said. And error here is okay. You guys are at Angela, and Goddess says at Angela. I'm so glad to see Koko. Yes, I am so happy to see her, and she has slimmed down a lot too. Well, these ladies have to tell me what they do so I can get onto the program too. You know, maybe she can set Anthony straight. She's looking good. I love her here. It's beautiful. I think I'm gonna cut off all of me like hers and then mine and let's see how that goes. You guys gonna tell me what I look like. Marianne says, why didn't Anthony tell Koko he was moving her in? What did I just say? He lied. He doesn't want her to think bad of him. Just like, oh, Dave was sitting around that table and checking. Oh, by the way, it wasn't him check the sister. It was Amber who checked the sister and says she demanded an apology. And then that backfired on her. And did Dave check her? No, the mother take control of that situation and says, you can't be doing that. You can't be disrespecting people in my home because I didn't brought you up that way. But Dave did not have Amber back then. Remember, he says, I got you. I was sitting, I went back and watched this skit this morning and I was looking at it and I see, and then now I noticed here, Anthony does the same thing. He's there telling Wayne, oh my God, this is the girl for me. Yes, them tell her, oh, I'm moving you into, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. That's what he's telling Denisha. Isn't Anthony a married man? He is legally married. Amber lawyer says she have a legal separation. Anthony lawyer tells Anthony he is legally married still to Amber. So Owen good and of course he did not tell his lawyer the truth that he moved his lover into his bedroom and his wife caught him in bed not once but twice with another woman. First, it was her best friend Shayla, who have a kid supposedly for Anthony. We're just gonna call it what it is right now because it says Kai, baby Kai is for Anthony, right? So now, Anthony is omitting the truth, so he's not telling the truth. So Wayne can know the truth, but who is closest to him cannot know the truth. Just like how Dave lied. I hope people are picking up on that. The nuggets, guys. You guys have to look at the nuggets. Dave lied to his mother and he did not tell his mother that Amber was a married woman. Why is that? Why didn't Anthony tell Koko? I moved my lover into my house. And by the way, there's a bedroom right up there for Kai. I'm sure now say Koko gonna find that out. And she's gonna ask him where. Do you think? That's what I should ask you. Do you think she'll put Anthony in his place? That's what we're gonna poll. Do you believe Koko will put her nephew in his place? Because how can you do not know this girl from Adams? Yes, you're having the pum pum on a regular, but where? Let me just put our lot. It's a A to be at the end of that name. Oops. So I put that in the chat here. So let me come back over here and poll it. So the question here is in the chat. It's supposed to be a poll, so I'm polling it right now. All right. So there you go. All right. So with that being said, all right, so I can't get a like to save myself. Guys, come on, guys, please hit the like button. Please double check if you hit the like button. I wish I could have just shown you guys that me see the 2 thumbs. Just 2 fingers I see clicked. So let me refresh the screen and make sure that I'm not seeing doubles. Okay, awesome, guys. So we have 33 likes. So let me just give you guys a round of applause for hitting the like button. Thank you so much. And the other, how much we should say, 56 need to hit the like button. Thank you very much. So, all right. So now we are down to Annie. Annie says, did I read that one? Okay, yes, I did. So Annie says, wait till Koko find out Anthony moving, then he shot her son. I can't wait. I'm looking forward for that 11:30 skit. I need to see her reaction. I hope they don't disappoint us. And then Koko will meet with Amber next. Is Amber in town? Let me know if she's back in town as yet. Anthony is a Big Ten clone. Oh, definitely. Yes, definitely correct. Error. And I thought you're at least you're calling your nephew out for his nonsense that he's going on with. Hello, I'm glad to see Koko, but yes, I'm happy to see her whenever. Welcome in, RD. Yes, I'm happy to see her. Welcome to Sharon Review. It's nice to have you here with us. And then Goddess says he lied. Yep, lied. You guys have to look at the nuggets. When we looking at the meat of the matter here, guys, we have to look at the correlation towards Anthony situation and Amber situation with their love interest that they're having. And honestly, guys, I'm a little bit disappointed with Amber, but right now I shouldn't be, because remember, her dad spoke to her and she thinks her dad is taking up for Anthony, right? When the mom talked to her yesterday, I saw the recognition that she was in, she was actually taking in what the mom was saying, because she looked like she was near to cry, like, you know what I mean? But when I saw the other skit, she and Dave was kissing. And then this morning I saw a skit with her and Dave, and she says, it's not gonna be a problem for me, for you, because I'm married. So it looks like they're going to still go full speed ahead, because he said, we don't care about the outside world, it's just you and me. But remember, Amber thing is just brewing. And as we see, Amber's thing is more faster head of Anthony. But whatever Amber is doing, Anthony is doing it too, as we can see. So I'm dying to see. I think we will get to the finish line eventually when we get to see. I don't remember this is. I know this is the nearest charity. I do not know what. I don't remember the ex name. So put it in the chat. Remember? Yeah, I don't remember the ex-girlfriend name. And she has a man, and her man is insecure about Dave. And then he says, "Are you in love with Dave?" And she decided, says, she is going to still see Dave. And I don't know, because I didn't watch it, so I can't tell you guys if she say yes, she love Dave or not. But she doesn't want him to see his ex, but she's okay to see her ex, that is Dave. And Dave is in business with his ex. All right, so Melissa, should I say, Melissa and Dave started their business. Now we find out that his ex and him is in business. Amber doesn't know that. So when Amber find out, is Amber going, do you believe Amber will ask him to get rid of his ex also? And will he get rid of the ex? That's my question to you. Maybe I will poll that if in a bit. But right now, we're looking at Koko, and the nugget that I'm picking up. Koko sitting up straight, and she's reading the room just like how Denanisha is reading the room, right? We know that Anthony has lost his cotton picking mind to think that what he is doing is okay. I would love to see what his lawyer said to him. And do you believe Anthony will be honest with the lawyer that he has moved the side chick in? All me know is that me just love the fact that Koko says, did you check her papers to see if she's of age for you to be with? You know what I mean? And Anthony, that flavor Anthony Ed, I said, oh, my cousin is just a comedian. Oh my goodness, guys. Let's let our chat family, let's hear what our chat family have to say. So the meat of the matter was from Koko. Did you check her papers that she's of legal age, right? And the other one says, oh, so Anthony, this is your new toy. So for her to drop that, that was shot fires. And I love it. I'm here for the nonsense I want to see. And we're all looking forward to hear what she has to say. So let's hear what my chat family have to say here. Anthony didn't tell her anything about moving her and the son in, definitely not Marianne. And then Eros says, Goddess, Anthony and Amber are both clowns. You are absolutely right there, Era. They both need help from God. And what I can say to this thing here, Era, is that Amber is still in the flesh. So whatever the mother says go through ear and come through the other ear. So she was not listening. And also the fact is Anthony is moving on emotion and he is decided to move his new woman in. He even says Amber have the Jezebel spirit and God was testing him with Amber. But Anthony doesn't realize this. And the meat of the matter here, the nuggets that I pick up from this, that he says, God, I will put you first and then I will put her for second. And Lord, I know Amber was a test. Amber was my test. And Anthony doesn't realize that Denisha is his test. And you know what, guys? And Dave is also Amber's test. And another thing is, we are going to see more stuff about Dave and it's coming out slowly. All right, there's a lot of bones in Dave closets. I wonder if people are going to still love Dave when they find out more about him. All right, so let's go here. When you're in a hurry, mistakes are always made. Oh yeah, definitely, Margaret, definitely. And that man has just, how can this man move strangers into his house while he's legally married to this woman? He's legally married to Amber. He should never let anybody move into the matrimonial home. If he's gonna need to have his little fun, since they are both cheaters, he could stay at Denisha's place. And then to top it off, his baby is gonna be 2 years old. Shouldn't the child have his own bedroom by now? No, he didn't do that. What did the clown did? He decided to make a bedroom for Denisha's son while his own child does not have a bedroom. And that I do not stand for. And this is showing you guys the learning curve in this situation is that you cannot let anybody move you into their marital home, and you cannot make room, space in your home for somebody else's while your own children is not being taken care of. And Anthony has dropped the ball ASAP. Okay, let's see what you have to say. Hello, Sharon. Hello, chat. Hi there, Lily. Welcome in. How are you guys doing? Artie says, because she will give Anthony that real. Yes, I can't wait for the real conversation with Koko and Anthony. Because Anthony, my goodness, that boy doesn't know where his head from his tail is. They sure need God. Yes, Goddess, they sure need God. And I can't wait for him to go back to God and pray to God. And if you really look at it, guys, he's there praying. Good morning, dear Lily. He is there praying to God. And I talk about Amber have the Jezebel spirit. Who have the Jezebel spirit? And then on top of that, he thinks God will send him a single woman while he's legally married to Amber. That is not acceptable. Just the same that applies to Amber, it applies to Anthony. Two peas in a pod, I tell you. Their life right now is parallel to what they're both doing right now. And Marianne says, I can't wait for the next skit and see what Koko will do. I can't wait for it either. Hope she doesn't disappoint us. He can't check Koko like he did Shayla and Piari. Okay, EP, let's see, because you know that this girl is gonna withhold this punani from him, because you know whenever she don't get her way, Anthony don't not get anything. One thing we can say, when Amber feeling down or whatever to bury herself, what Amber does, she want Dave to make her purr. I can't even purr. I was trying to do something, we know what that was. Okay, Dee says, just like our Amber got checked yesterday, now it's Anthony time to get checked. Yes, and absolutely right there, Dee. Absolutely right. Anthony needs that boy don't know if he's coming or going. He's jumping too fast. He's speeding, and he's on a collision course right now, guys. Anthony is on a collision course and he's gonna crash. Sabrina says he's just a straight up mess, and Denisha is a mess for going along with this craziness. Absolutely right, Sabrina. You are absolutely right. I totally agree with you guys. You guys are hitting the nail on the head, seriously. Koko said he feels a little light-headed, not his complexion. Koko said he feel a little lighter. Koko said he feels a little lighter and not his complexion. I like that. Okay, so that's another nugget there, Marianne. That's another nugget. Remember, he was there rubbing his forehead. Okay, let's see if he's gonna have a medical situation, if they're gonna make another plot twist. Let's see what happens. And Goddess says, please hit the like button. Thanks, chat. Thank you, guys. Please listen to our moderators. All right. And Eklund says, that would be the true test. Definitely. That will be the true test for real, Eklund. Let's see. Because you know that although Denisha there is just sight, you know that she's not with that nonsense. So let's see what she gonna do. Will she take? Do you believe? I put the link in the chat, guys. Somebody can Angela, see, it would be nice. You don't have to be on camera. It will be nice to hear from you, Angela. See, Eklund, if you can come up. Oh yes, and Tina, you're my moderator. I would love to have you and Goddess up here for our little chit chat here so we can get the chat going. And Sanita says, Tina, do you think Dave is worse than Anthony? Sanita, I can answer that for you. I don't think he is worse than Anthony. I think Dave is just as is like Anthony and Wayne. Trust me, guys. Just look at what's happening. You're gonna see girl all coming from left, right, and center. And I'm dying to see Melissa. I miss Melissa, but you know, said that Melissa is the wild card, so we're looking forward to see what Melissa have in store for Dave. And then Denisha won't check Koko. Okay, that's what you. Okay, I like that. Alani, it says Anthony is clown. Yep, there. Yep, he's a clown. All right, let me see here. So you see, guys. Sabrina, everybody agreeing that Anthony is a clown. And Dion says, Anthony is a clown who meets a woman for 1 month and move her in with his child. How old is that baby D? Kai is gonna be 2 years old next month, the end of next month. And the baby has not have his room yet. Baby Kai does not have a room of his own. But Denisha's son, he just met for a month, is getting a bedroom, and he is going to get the bedroom like everybody, like every little boy dream of having. And yes, Marianne and Delmarie says, Koko firing line shots at Anthony and Denisha. Rocket, red, countdown, lift off. Definitely, Delmarie. Well said, well said, well said, guys. I am loving it. I'm getting a YouTube notification. So let me know when the other skit drop, guys. Let me just put that up. So Moneylaw says, Amber fans, you can come out now. It's time to get on Anthony. Yes, he's a big clown. Yes, Moneylaw. Anthony is a big clown. Now we're just going to put that in the chat here. And we are going to say Anthony. And we all know that he's a big clown. All right, here we go. Is Anthony. Okay, so is Anthony a clown? All right. So we're polling that question, Moneylaw. Yes, and I totally agree with you. So we need Amber's fans to come out of the woodwork and just give it to us. And Money Life, you can come up here. That would be awesome if you're free to do so. We dive into this thing together. Or Eklund, whoever, can come up and we just give it a deep dive. D. Fraser says, Amber is a clown. He hurts her and just doing all kind of things to make Amber feel hurt. Thank you for that, D. And Money Law. And Sabrina, you are so right for the wolf man, Dave, and stripper Denanisha to messing with a married couple. Definitely. You are so right. Yeah. All right. So Trapstar, is this Trap? Yeah, Trapstar says, I hope they get along. Just sign the paper and make it alignment illegitimate. Sign the paper and let it legitimate. Okay, thank you for that. Um, Goddess says here, Koko needs to talk to Anthony by himself without Denisha. Yes. I think she will get a chance to do so, but let's see what happens. The question is Amber going back? Ooh, that's a good question. I like that, Margaret. Will Amber goes back? That's the biggest question. Yes. Let's see. Remember the other nugget that the mother dropped last night. You said it's done, but did God tell you your relationship with your husband is done? And that is another nugget. All right, because they're going after God has the plan and we have to trust the process. So let's see if God says Amber and Anthony is over. And please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, Tina. And Annie says, guys, at this point, I don't care what Anthony Atlanta is doing. All I want is for him to just sign the papers and give Amber her share and let the woman move on, even if it's without Dave. Thank you for that, Annie. Well said. And Coco says you pick up a new toy. Yes, that was very nice. That was nicely done. Shot fires. I totally agree with that. So let me just give this a round of applause and let me just see what other sounds I can have inside here. Punching, laughing. Okay. Maybe that one or two. Nice. Drum roll. That is for Coco for saying what she said. And Anthony might not be the biggest clown in Atlanta, but he did definitely one tool short in the toolbox. One egg short of a dozen, etc. Exactly, surely. That boy, I can't believe that Anthony forget that he's still legally married to Amber and that is their marital home. How can you move a woman into your marital home? Even Amber's clothes, I don't see in her walk-in closet. I don't see the photo beside the bed. I wonder where he put Amber's stuff. And I noticed the bedroom upstairs is empty because he showed it to her that this is my son' room. Right? And he's not. And Anthony won't check Coco. All right, let's see. Coco get Anthony to sign the papers today. Ooh, you think so? Today is Freedom Day. Give Amber her freedom. Let's have a reason to pop more fireworks tonight. Oh, I hope they just keep it coming today. That's all I'm saying. And exactly. I don't care what Anthony's done. I just want the divorce to happen. Okay, I know you are very strong on the divorce. Let's see what God plans as for the Daltons. That's all I can say here. And then Coco says, Marian says, Coco will probably call Amber to get the tea. Definitely. All right, so the link is in the chat. Whoever want to come up and speak their mind is Coco here. And she let her cousin have it. And Amber is off doing whatever she's doing, but you move this young woman in. And you know what I mean? And you hear what he's making an excuse? Oh, she's just 37. She is just 37. Like that have anything to do with it. He doesn't even give him chance. Yes, let we speak. Anthony has not given him chance to heal. And Anthony didn't even process what he have done to his wife yet. But oh, Denisha is the one. Oh yes, let me move her into my matrimonial. Oh yes, you know what? Let me put her into the bed that my wife just bought and put inside that bedroom that she told me she wants me to put in the heated floor. Do the bathroom for her nicely. He just packed his wife up and moved her out and moved Denisha in, and he lied to his auntie. He didn't even say, "Auntie, she moved in." You know what the auntie says? You do this all the time. So Anthony has a pattern. Anthony has a pattern. Hi, dear Era. Welcome in. It is very loud and it gives us, it's not a good reception in the YouTube street. All right. And then when it's too loud, it will end up kicking you out of the system. So I'd like you to turn it down and then don't speak so close to the phone or whatever you're speaking through. Just take it away from your mouth so it doesn't sound so loud. All right. So I'm going to turn on back the volume now. So unmute you so you can be able to speak. All right. Go ahead, Era. At least Era is brave to come up. All right, Era. Go ahead, beautiful. Good
I
morning.
said I'm very proud of Koko. Koko is
Oh,
my girl. Hey, she made my day. She finished Anthony. She finished him. And it's a fact. You don't need another woman to heal. Just as you don't need another man.
um, Charmaine, I send the link. Can you just jump in here? Our money law, our goddess. I'd love to see you. All right. Era, there is a system failure going on here right now. Let me try it once more. Go ahead,
How
Era.
is it now? Is it okay now?
It's
Is
a
it
little,
okay?
it's a little bit better. All right.
Uh-huh. I said Coco has made my day. She made my day.
Mm-hmm.
She really finished Anthony. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what is wrong with Anthony and Amber. You don't. My sister, sorry, I want to put this here. My sister, my younger sister, was separated from her husband for 5 good years. She did not
Yes.
sleep with another man.
Mm-hmm.
She did not sleep with another man. But today they are back together. They even have another baby. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? You don't
Yes.
need a man to heal. You need to do that healing yourself. When my husband cheated on me, I went to God with prayers.
Mm-hmm.
I did not speak with anybody, not even my mother. I just
Mm-hmm.
went to Blessed Sacrament to talk to
Yeah.
God, and God really answered me. Then today I'm a grandmother. I'm a grandmother of
Mm-hmm.
six children, six grandchildren. You understand? There's
Yes.
nothing like patience. Patience is the best key to
Mm-hmm.
happiness.
Oh,
Look
definitely.
at what happened to Amber yesterday. Look at the humiliation. And she still
Mm-hmm.
went as she was still kissing Dave. If it
Mm-hmm.
was me, I would just carry my key, carry my bag back to Atlanta. That would be the end of that relationship. No, she didn't do it. She
All
was
right.
still begging. She's
All right.
begging. She's begging Dave.
All right. Thank you,
You
Errol.
understand?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, Suzette. Hello, Suzette. How are
Hello,
you?
I'm well.
Uh-huh.
All right. Go ahead, Susan. Good morning. Welcome in.
Good morning, everyone, and good morning, everyone. Happy Fourth for those here in the United States. Um, what I find interesting is the conversation with Amber yesterday with Dave's mom. She gave
Mm-hmm.
her the word of God. She told her straight up what the truth was.
Yes.
Coco, in turn, has done the same thing with
Mm-hmm.
Anthony. It's all about they need to heal and see what's going on within themselves before they find their true, as she said,
Exactly.
yin yang or whatever. And it may conceivably be each other. We don't know. Depends on how the
Exactly.
writers, whatever God's plan is.
Mm-hmm.
But if the response is going to be similar to what Amber did yesterday, because we said that they are mirror images and
Yeah,
twins,
that's
he's not
exactly
going to
what I know.
listen to Coco just like Amber didn't listen to her today's mom. So
Yeah,
each of these people, they're going to have to learn really the hard way.
definitely.
They both are going to fall.
Mm-hmm.
and whatever that, Job moment or whatever, but because they're both hard-headed,
Yeah,
they're gonna,
they're
I mean,
stubborn.
yeah,
They're very
both of them
stubborn
gonna
people.
fall to their knees. Something's gonna happen,
Yeah,
and to force them to really
go
get it
to God.
together within
Yeah,
themselves, right? So that's why I looked at this. I said, she's telling the truth, but he's gonna do the same thing Amber did yesterday.
yes, that's exactly what he's doing because she, as Koko said, she's a new toy.
Yeah, and
She is a new toy.
she is a new toy.
And the newness is gonna rub off eventually,
Mm-hmm.
and something is gonna give for sure. That's what I'm picking up. Because when I saw Coco this morning and she says, did you check her birth paper? Or did you
Mm-hmm.
check her paper? I said,
Mm-hmm.
shut a fire. Then my ear, she says, oh, that's your new toy. And so I'm here wondering when she comes back from the supermarket and cooking, is she going to take Anthony aside like what she did with him with Perry and says, look here, I did not like what your cousin said or whatever. I'm waiting for the check to come because I know she's gonna try check Anthony to go check to stand up for her. So I'm going to see if he's gonna have the balls to go check his cousin because Coco is telling him what you're doing is unacceptable. You are still a married man. You does this all the time. You always say, "Oh, this one is the one. This is the one. This is the one."
Mm-hmm.
Anthony hasn't given himself time to eat. He haven't even sit down and says, God, where did I went wrong with my wife? The same thing what his wife was asking him to do for her. What did he do, Suzette? Anthony went to God because the
Right.
girl get out Amber stuff from out of her cupboard, make him some, what do you call it? Is lobster and eggs and his grits and his fruit and present a nice presentation. When people are just getting into to you. They impress you by cooking. And that's the same thing Amber did with Dave too. Remember?
Yeah.
When they went to Charlotte, the same thing. And we have to look at what Anthony is doing and what Amber is doing. The both of them are doing the same thing with their significant others, what they have outside right now. Amber hasn't even stopped to say, what I'm doing is wrong. But I think her conscience is telling her, but she's fighting the conscience. And she is going to go talk to Ernestine, who
Oh, of
is
course.
going to be not the voice of reason.
Of
She needs
course.
validation with somebody who's telling her what she's doing is wrong. Amber knows what she's doing is wrong. I don't think Anthony even grasp yet what he's doing is wrong because he should have been by himself and says, you know what? My wife is with another man. I am the person who dropped the ball and let my wife went on the dark side like me. I have to take accountability for what I have done to my wife. And I don't see Anthony does that yet.
Right. But you know what you have to, what I see and is that he's going through a mental crisis right now. He's living in fantasy land.
Yes.
Okay. So
Mhm.
what you're saying, yeah, any person, sane person would sit
Yeah.
down, think about it. Even when this so-called prayer that he gave the other
Yes.
yesterday, or what, I didn't look at it, but I heard about it. What he gave is totally crazy. Okay,
Yes.
so what we have to realize, this guy is going through a mental crisis. So we're expecting him to behave one way. He's not going to do that because he's going through this crisis. As far as Denisha, Denisha recognizes that Koko is a formidable, opponent. She's not gonna. She is. I don't see her checking Anthony about Koko because
Okay.
she sees that Koko it's not like the other people, Priori and all these that she can kind of, oh yeah, I can do this. No, 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 no. I will be very surprised if
Mm.
she says something to him. She's gonna try to woo her, with her cooking and
Right.
see what she says.
Okay.
But what she doesn't understand that Coco has already piqued her already in the
Exactly.
situation. So it doesn't matter. Coco will play the game, but
Oh
just
yeah.
like she saw when she left, she told
Mhm.
him, okay, she's not permanent. And she also told him, which I'm glad she did, she's not wife material. What are you doing?
Woo! Which part is that so I could play that? Our no
No,
okay.
she told him when she was talking to him, she told
Mm.
him she dressed something like a something slave or something, and that she's not wife. And that's what she said. This is not gonna last long.
Ooh, I love
Yeah, she
that.
told him that.
Ooh, I love that.
At
Okay,
least
so
with Amber, she was wife material.
yes.
But
Mhm.
Denisha certainly is not, especially even if I think Denisha dressed herself up,
Mhm.
she's still, because she doesn't have what it takes to
To be a
be the
wife.
wife of a man of that stature. Say what you will about Anthony. In his world, he is a highly respected businessman
Yeah,
that we
he is.
know of. Okay, the guy
He
said,
is.
Google me, so we don't know, you never know what you may find. So just like Ben told him, you have to have a wife that brings asset to you, not one. That's what
Exactly.
it was when he was comparing against Shayla and
Yeah.
Amber. Denisha is like a Shayla,
Mhm.
is that for she would
Yeah.
not bring value. As Dave
No.
said, that Amber brings value to him.
That's
You
what I
notice
was
they're
just
saying?
going to say.
Right. That's what these rich men, they look for. They can have the little side chicks and all that and then look like, whatever, but they want their wives to
To
be
bring value.
value. Right.
Exactly. Well said, dear. I love this. Well said. Well said, Era and Susan. And when Dave said that to his assistant that Amber's bring value, right away my head go chichin chichin. That's only thing. I'm just
Exactly.
saying that. That's all I'm saying. I hope the Amber rights them not gonna come for me, Susan, because I always be the devil's advocate to just get that little nugget out of there. It goes chichin chichin because Amber is a working woman. She have class, and if she gets that money, it is going to level her up. She's not going to be at the no. Yeah, I think she'll be at good level because Anthony has deep, deep, deep pockets. You understand? If Amber lawyer is what we think she is, I
Mm-hmm.
wish that Brittany could come back and we get all that full detail because I trust Brittany and I wish Amber could just change that lawyer and get Natasha, right? So that would really be something, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
now, did you pick up when he says Amber bring value that it was
Oh
the
yeah,
money?
immediately. And when he was talking with his ex-girlfriend, who's probably
Yeah,
going to soon to be the person that he cheats with on
yeah,
Amber. Okay, that's what I
yeah.
see
We call a
happening.
spade a spade. Yes.
Oh yeah, she's probably gonna find them in bed together. It'll be shades of Shayla and Anthony, and
Hmm.
but okay.
But we're
But
gonna
yes, I
see.
I picked that up, but he also told her really basically no one's gonna mess with. I'm not, the woman was telling him he's off his game. She could tell.
Yes,
She has
she
been with
crazy
him
like
all
a
this
bit.
time, best friends. She just like Piari said about Anthony.
Anthony.
Something is wrong with him. I know
Hmm.
him. Something
And
is wrong.
Melissa said the same thing too about Dave.
Mhm.
So we have Melissa and his ex
Yep.
saying the same thing that he's off his game. And he says,
Hmm.
no, no, no one is throwing me off my game. Let's go make that dollar. And
Hmm.
a lot of people not realizing that Amber bring values to him.
Right.
And other people is so excited about, oh, Dave is. I know that when I saw the ex, Amir said, there is gonna be more people coming out of the woodwork. That's why I keep on putting in the chat between Anthony and Riri last night that we're gonna see more bones out of Dave's closet, and they're just building us up. You notice how they met Dave come in, and everybody's loving Dave and whatever
Uh-huh.
there, and they're bashing. If you really notice, if Dave does something wrong, nobody cares as long as they're not with Amber is not with Anthony
Yeah, everyone
because
hates
people
Anthony.
don't like Anthony because of what he done to Amber. But what them have to understand, Amber is doing the same thing as Anthony did because they have to remember Amber did Anthony bad before that marriage.
Yeah.
She was sleeping with Wayne and Anthony at the same time. When Wayne come over and do his thing, when Anthony come to go eat the cookie, what did she say? No, no, no. She doesn't want. And Anthony would say, why? You know what I mean? So she was having both of them at the same time,
Right.
and people seems to forget that. So after the marriage, we know that Amber has changed. She become this perfect wife
Mhm.
and then drop her identity. If she had just been, you know what I should, if I was Amber and I'm doing something like that, we have to put ourselves into that character now. If we
Mhm.
were Amber and you know that you wake up in a bed with somebody else, I would never even show up at the wedding because I would be scared that God would just strike me down when I know good bad from right. You understand? From you wake up in another man's bed, it's better she cancel the wedding and tell Anthony, say, look here, I can't marry you because all this time I'm sleeping with Wayne. And then if they pursue to go on being friends or they don't talk to each other, or if they're meant to be together, then they could have get married. At least Anthony knows. Give him that choice to say, look here, I can't marry you because you're there with Wayne. But it looks like Anthony loves Wayne leftover.
Yeah.
Because Anthony knows that she was messing with Wayne. And people don't seem to remember said he knows that, but he thought it was in the past. He didn't know that Amber went back and start messing with Wayne again. And it looked like a lot of people forget that. So Amber bring in that baggage, although she stopped on the wedding day, but that same day was her wedding. She get up out of that bed with with her ex and go and marry her husband. So Wayne essence was still inside Amber's body.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? His essence was still in her, and she married her husband. So they were never on a good foundation. So this marriage should never have happened in the first place. That's what, I have to be real and I have to call a spade a spade.
Or he should have been given she should have told him and let him decide whether he would marry her or not, but he went into the marriage blind. But I mean,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. She had an opportunity. She was changing, and as long as she stayed in her word, she was changing and wanting to get close to God. But as soon as she moved away from God, that's when all of this craziness started happening. And then, that's the key thing people don't realize. She moved away. When she started moving away from God, that's when it was just all hell just broke loose.
Exactly. When you walk away from him, and people don't realize, says Amber was attracted to Dave the first time she saw him. Dave turned around when he saw her and he was attracted to her too. When they go back to meet again the second time, Amber was not wearing her ring. And then she's gonna play damsel in distress.
The damsel in distress.
Before she go to Dave, she was all empowered and strong and everything. And I was shocked when I saw that scene. She was all damsels in distress. And I'm here saying, that's not Amber. What are they doing? And then I said, So this is when they're going to let them cross the line. This is where it's going to go. You remember I was telling you guys, eluding. When everybody else I tell me, said, no, Sharon, you're wrong. No. And she did the unthinkable. And even when you guys say, Sharon, it's for real, I'm here saying, no. Although I called it, I said to you guys, says, it has to be a dream. And you guys said, no, Sharon, it's not a dream. You tell me. I think you were the first one that, no, Sharon, it's not a dream.
Yeah, right. And
so you see, although I called it and I'm here telling you guys, pick up the nuggets, read it. But when you're actually seeing it, you can't believe that writer actually go there. Although we know it was going to happen, we are just shocked that they actually did it. But in the back of my mind, I always listen. I love to listen to their lives because when they do have lives, they do drop nuggets.
Yes, they do.
And then the only thing I keep on remember what Wayne said. Amber is going to become a villain. Remember, I keep telling you guys, Amber going to become the villain and Shayla is going to become good. And I'm here saying in my own word, Shayla is going to be the Stepford wife, that she's going to be the goody two shoes. And nobody said, no matter what with that, standing for that. You know what I mean? So it is what it is though. You know what I mean? And it is so sad to see the Daltons, them going down in ashes to burn like this.
Well, you know what? That has to, unfortunately, I mean, it's good entertainment and everything. And I know that there are life lessons to this, but sometimes we have to lose everything before we come to our senses and realize what we have and allow God to rebuild it. And that's what's going on with the Daltons, whether they get a divorce or not. I don't know whatever they're going to do. But I do know that both Anthony and Amber, for the Amber people who love Amber, which I love Amber too, but I call a spade, they both have to really, they're both going to fall, both of them, before they realize what's, both will be on like a redemption.
Yeah, definitely. They're gonna be a redemption story for real. There is something here, and Money Law said here.
I see.
let not go off on Koko because she is the only person who truly has his best interest. And you are absolutely right there, Trap Star. And then we won't think bad of Anthony if he signed those papers today. In fact, we're sending you all for Amber's Philomene. Thank you, dear Trap Star. And Money Law says here, we gonna focus on Anthony today. No Amber slander. Okay, my darling. So Money Law just want me to stay on the Anthony train right now. Thank you, dear, my darling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Daniel, let me come down here. Oh, I think I saw. I really let me see what Money Law says. Yes, she is. I'm pretty sure he will try to win her over by saying all what Amber has done, but two wrongs don't make it right. And you're absolutely right, Money Law. Two wrongs doesn't make it right. Lily says yes. She will. Coco always does when it comes to Anthony and Amber. All right, so let me move on here. And Marian West says, hopefully Coco will tell him if you already move on, sign the papers and set Amber free and free yourself. Okay, I think, and then Goddess says here, I think Coco put him in his place, but he will not listen. Exactly. That's what you guys are telling me, that she did put him in his place. Santana say yes, Coco will check Anthony, but he's going to go off on her some way. Okay, we're gonna see.
That's not gonna happen.
See what happened. And then Shirley says Coco doesn't know exactly what is going on, but when she gets the detail, she will get after Anthony. I certainly hope so. All right, thank you, dear. And then right here, happy 4th of July, by the way, my darling. Suzette, happy 4th of July.
Oh, thank you.
And then Era said that Goddess, Amber fans are so focused on Anthony and divorce, then sign the paper, but they are not paying the attention to Wolfman Dave. Okay, as Money Law says, we are going to deal with Anthony right now. And then Eklund says, Coco is going to tell him to sign the paper. She's going to tell him that he has to put Amber through enough, but she doesn't blame Amber for filing for divorce. And last time she could have gotten more. Okay, thank you for that. And then hold on here. I'm trying to see. I want to get let's see what Alice says. It's bad enough for Anthony to give Denanisha false hope, but it is not to build. But to do it to a child is unbelievable. There is no future being with a married man. Anthony showing signs of an unstable-minded man. Exactly. And you are absolutely right, Alice. Anthony has lost his mind. We know, you know what? When he saw his wife, it's one thing for somebody to tell you that she's cheating, but to actually seize your wife with somebody else and she did not choose you. When he poured his heart out to her, I was in tears. I felt that for him. And that was when he snapped Susan. That was when he stopped and said, I'm not going to be a good guy anymore. And he forget about his hurt and he decided to bury himself into Denanisha and not thinking clearly. Now he forget all about his son. Normally when Shayla calls and say, come and get Kai, he goes and get Kai. But this time he's focusing on a ready-made family in his mind. Because
that's what I'm saying. He's living in a fantasy. He's living in a fantasy. And I think he's somewhat, because with baby Kai, it could be as well that he sort of, the predicament, that the situation he's in with he and Amber, the marriage, the baby was part of why the marriage is the way it is. He could be in the back of his mind blaming little Kai, and that's why he doesn't want to be around little Kai.
Oh, I like that. You know what? I think you're onto something there, Susan. I honestly think you're onto something there, because you are absolutely right. You're onto something. I think that is exactly what it is. We're not a professional therapy. We're just dissecting the character, and we're just learning as we go along, the teaching moment in these two characters. Yes, I do believe so. Because Kai, subconsciously, he's saying is his fault. Remember, he didn't want Kai when he found out that Shayla is pregnant. He wanted her to have an abortion. To get the abortion. So now He's blaming, you're right. He's blaming the baby subconsciously, says it's his fault. So let me just get Big Kai because Big Kai reminded him of himself. So he latched on to Denisha's child
Right.
to be a good father to his child. It looks like his dad abandoned them when, to our idea, to what we're picking up. The father abandoned him, maybe leaving with the mom there. Maybe him have another family, we don't know. So I think that says we're going to get more backstory with Anthony. That's what he said, right? More backstory. So
Yes, that's what he
hopefully I
said.
can't wait to see what it is. But I think we got that nugget that he latched on to Big Kai because he reminded him of himself. And then now he moved the single mother in because she reminded him of his mother that have him at that age, trying to do her best to protect him and stand up for him and be there for him. So I'm saying, you know what? I never put Amber first. So let me move this girl in and let me put Denisha in first because I did the wrong thing with Amber. But he's not really thinking logically. That's what he did to Amber. But he's doing what he didn't do for Amber. But we can't wait for the day when his bucket become empty.
Yeah.
And as I said, Anthony is on a collision course right now. So let me get
Both of them.
Yeah, they're both. So Charmaine says, "Good morning." I think Charmaine gone. Let's see here. Let me see here again. I think okay. Charmaine says, Koko said Denisha is not permanent, and it doesn't matter who he brought up into Casa the Dalton. It will never be a happy home. And you're absolutely right. It's not going to be a happy home. So I guess them have to sell that home. If the Daltons them do get back together, that if that is God's plan
They
for them.
will, they will, they will get back together. Suzette, if you notice it, the Daltons are poisonous. They are very poisonous. Look at what is happening to Dele today. Look at what is happening to Rolanda. Look at what is happening to Pia. Pia. Even Sheila. Look at what is happening to Sheila. Sheila is not a happy person. Sheila is not happy. Sheila is dying inside her. People are saying, karma, karma, karma. Even Anthony himself is even dying inside him. It's not by crying, by rolling on the floor that shows that that person is already getting his karma. No. Anthony is not happy. Sheila is not happy. You understand? All these people that have messed with the daughters, they are all in problem today. Just watch what is going to happen today. Just watch. Watch what is going to happen to Denisha. I'm telling you people, Amber and Anthony, they are really mirror of themselves. Anybody that messes with them must really get hurt at the end. You understand? They are not getting a divorce. They are not. Because the way Amber was talking to Dave yesterday, I really get the nugget. She know Anthony very well. Amber know Anthony. That Anthony is not going to sign that paper. She know. Anthony will not sign that paper.
All right.
Never. Even Amber, even if she wants to walk away without the money, he will not still sign the paper. You understand?
Yes. All right. Thank you, dear. Well said, dear Era. And Charmaine says the writer brought in Koko for the voice of reason, just like Dave's mother. And she's a broken. He has not getting the time to sit and think of what the trauma he went through by seeing Amber with Dave.
Right.
He had Wayne and Ben with him to help cushion the blow. But when Amber caught him with Shayla, no one was with her to help cushion that blow. When she caught him again with another woman, and even worse, in their marital bed, that is not good. You hear what she said? She just want to just end it, get over with, just tell him that I'll just take 20 or 30%. Do you think like how Dave's mother says that Dave is committing adultery. Even down to Amber is committing adultery. Not just Dave. We can't just throw it all on Dave. Amber and Dave know better. Do you think Amber will finally go back to when she get back into town? Will she say to Anthony, just sign the paper, I will walk with nothing? Do you think Anthony do you believe Amber will give up her 50%, or will she still fight for that 50?
No, I think Amber's going to fight for the 50.
All right. Do you
I,
believe?
you know what? Because if she didn't hear anything about what Dave's mom said, other than about the adultery, his mom says she shouldn't be relying on a man. Basically, she needs to be working this out, relying on herself, God and
Yeah.
herself. And she needs, yeah, she if she didn't have Anthony's money, she probably could survive, which we know she could. But his mom was also saying, you don't want to just, okay, say if she walked away from Anthony and say, you know what, I just give me the divorce, but then she's going to be relying on Dave for financial.
Yeah.
And that's what his mom was saying. You don't need a man for that. You need to
No,
be
she doesn't.
relying on God and yourself. So that's why I don't see her just walking away. I would be very surprised if she said, okay, I don't want anything. Because Amber believes she deserves something. And
Of course she does.
she's not gonna walk away, 10%, 15%. She had said 20, 30%. Now, I could see her coming back and talking with her attorney and trying to negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not gonna just walk away and say nothing. No,
No.
not after his mom. Even though she's not going by everything his mom said, it seems like as of yesterday. I don't think she would do that. She would be very foolish to do that because the signs are there. She's going to start thinking about Dave, about his ex-girlfriend, about how Dave really did not protect her, even though that was one of her biggest complaints about Anthony. You
Yeah,
know,
Anthony.
that Buster
You're
sat
overly
right there
far.
and let his sister, ream into her,
Yes.
and he said nothing.
He
He
said
didn't
nothing.
defend her. He
He
was
did
just
not
going toe
defend
to
her.
toe like a sister and brother do. They were arguing amongst each other, get tit for tat between sister and brother. It
Yeah.
wasn't about, you shouldn't say that about, Amber, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He didn't protect her at all.
He
And
did not
then when he
stand up.
goes out with the phone call with Evelyn, why did he tell Evelyn he didn't take her call? Because he didn't want Amber knowing he was, he's taking the call in front of her. So what does that tell you?
That is up to
Okay.
something.
Yeah.
That
He's
is
just
why
like
I
Anthony.
said,
She has another Anthony. Okay, basically.
exactly. Remember, I told you guys, and you guys have to really take grain of salt when I speak, that Amber jumped out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yep.
She picked somebody just like her husband. She picked
Mhm.
somebody just like Wayne, her ex, because Anthony is just as bad as Wayne.
Mhm.
But Dave, when I saw Evelyn yesterday, I said, Remember when I saw Melissa, what did I tell you guys? They had a relationship before. Remember I told you guys?
Sure
And
did.
Charmaine and everybody was saying, no, no, no,
I knew
right?
it.
And I said, nope. When I said it, Goddess look at it. And Goddess said, yes, Sharon, you are correct. You called it. And I couldn't believe it when it actually happened that I actually got that nugget right. Now, I'm giving you guys another nugget. Amber is going to be shocked when she find out that he is still doing business with his ex, and there is going to be more things happening with Dave. I see how they're setting it up now.
Mhm.
Because if God has a plan, Amber has to lose something for her to go back.
Mhm.
Anthony has to lose something for him to go back. You see, yesterday praying to God and about the Jezebel spirit. Important thing,
Yes.
don't even know them of the Jezebel right inside his house.
Mhm. Mhm.
She is conquering him right now and he don't even realize it. As Charmaine said, and I look at it, she is separating him from his friends.
Yes.
Let's see if she is going to separate him, try to separate him from Koko. I'm dying to see that. I know nobody else is seeing that, but to how that girl behave, I would be shocked if she doesn't say anything to Anthony about what Koko says, right? But you notice how Koko just make sure when she know the girl is going to the store, she make sure she go over to where she was sitting. So
Yeah.
in case she's talking to her cousin, she doesn't want to be surprised that the girl, she want to see when she arrived. And I don't wrong her.
Right.
She put her back to the wall so she can see and she can really be the voice of reason to Anthony. But you know, Anthony's not gonna listen. Even Wayne was giving Anthony the nugget, was telling Anthony says, when you first meet people, what they do, they cook for you. When they get into you, the cooking stop. And she even stopped the sex too. She only give it to him when she is when she's pleased with him. And I don't even think she's feeling him that way. Even when he show her that bedroom. She's what okay, what run into your mind, Suzette? I'd love to hear your opinion on this.
No, see, Denisha has a plan. Okay.
Yes.
She's an opportunist. She sees this rich man, even though he's married, she doesn't care that he's married because eventually he will be unmarried and she will get, whatever if he marries her, which we know that's not going to happen. But she's going to get as much as she can after him. She sees a fool. That's what she sees.
Exactly.
She knows he's a fool. He's vulnerable. She
That
is
is
used
real.
to getting men like that. She's a pro at her game. I'm not saying
Yes.
she's a woman of
No,
streets or
she
whatever.
understanding,
She's
yeah.
clever. Look how she did with Momo, encouraged her to get Raffi's money.
Exactly.
That is
Look
the
at what
same.
she
That
did
was
with
a few
Paris.
months ago. Right. That was a
Look
few
what
months
she
ago.
did with Paris.
Right. So she knows what she's doing. She's observed him and she knows his weaknesses and she's just looking. And she's going to get as much as she can out of this man. That is her plan. So when it's over, she'll have her bag and she'll move on to the next man. So that's what she's doing. She doesn't love Anthony. I don't even think the woman likes him.
No, she doesn't.
Because
Because
when
every
she
time
looks
I
at him,
see she
she's
looks at him.
tolerating him. She is
Yeah.
tolerating him. And
And she
he's
always
so
making
dumb,
up
he
her
doesn't see
face. You
that.
notice? She always making up her face.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
So
like
mm-mm.
yeah, you're right. She tolerate him, but those are the professional people. Them, they're very cool and collective,
Yes,
and
exactly.
she is just saying,
Mhm.
you don't think this girl realizes he doesn't have a room for his own child, but he's making a room for her child."
But she realizes it, Sharon. Denisha is no dummy. She understands. She understands what's going on. I believe she understands what's going on,
I
and she's
believe
just
so
letting
too.
him keep doing this because she knows it's not going to be a long-term thing. She knows eventually, but she's going to get as much as she can out of him. Now she hasn't gotten money that we know of, other than the gifts that he's given her and stuff. But
Yeah.
eventually, he may start giving her an allowance, and like Wayne gives some of his women allowance. So who knows? She's gonna get her bag. And her son, what I don't appreciate is that they put her son in the middle like that. You got this impressionable 13-year-old, which it seems like he likes Anthony, but I think I don't know. But I'm waiting for his dad to come.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that to drop, and I want to see who his father is. And I don't believe his father is Dave.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah. I think if there is any more children, it won't be Denisha. But let's see. Let's see. The verdict is still out on that, but you're right. I don't think I read that one correctly with Dave yet. But I did know that him have a child, but I wasn't sure with who. I thought it was with Michelle or with Denisha, right? But at least we get the story that he has the child. You see how the writer set it up good? Then make sure the audience get to love Dave with Amber. And then what they did, they bring in a daughter. Then now what they do, mother and sister get to meet Amber, and then now we get an ex. Oh my goodness! But he said he has been with many women. Remember, he says that.
Yeah. And I
Melissa,
noticed
tell us too.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the crazy girl from Arizona. I'm wondering where is Melissa. But you notice, Melissa is behind the scene causing chaos.
Yeah, but I
It is
don't be
like,
surprised if Melissa comes back pregnant.
mm,
I thought
that
about
would
that.
Oh my goodness, I like that.
Because
Oh
he's
my
been,
goodness.
it hasn't been like years or months. He and Melissa been right, probably right before Amber. He and Melissa
Yes,
was kicking it,
they were doing it
probably
before.
even after Amber, for all we know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But you know what? I hope they don't put in no pregnancy for Amber because
Oh, I don't see
if
that.
they have a plan for Amber, I don't really want her to. I know they hinted that she could be pregnant when Shayla asked her that thing, right, at the restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't. I would love for them not to make Amber be pregnant, for them to do another DNA nonsense again. If they're going to do it, oh, they're setting it up for us to enjoy this show for entertainment and whatever. I want to be able, but when they have the light at the end of the tunnel and Amber and Anthony finally forgive each, we have the redemption story, the power of forgiveness, then they can have a baby, the Dalton's baby. That is if it's gonna go that way. We don't know. Maybe they do get the divorce. But then what the nugget was yesterday from the mother I picked up was, you said it's over. Amber says, no, it's over. The mother said,
Right.
did God say it's over?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people let that nugget go over their head.
I
They
picked up
didn't
on that
even
right
pick
away.
up, they did not pick up that nugget. Did God said it's over? Because they said, Amber said it to Shayla, God has a, no, to Tamara, God has a plan for my life.
Mm-hmm.
And she mentions Joseph, what he did to his brother. But
Mm-hmm.
because she's saying Shayla don't have her back, Tamara don't have her back. Does Amber have anybody back? Does Amber have her own back? No.
No.
And then now with Anthony, Anthony keep on saying God has the plan and Denisha is the plan. But did God tell Anthony that Denisha is for him? No. So that is why I keep on telling you guys, when you guys are leaving messages, I says, God has a plan, trust the process. We do not know what God's plan is. Maybe Denisha is the plan. Maybe Dave is the plan. But if they're going using the biblical aspect, like what the mother said to Amber yesterday, that using the adultery to our son, say, you are committing an adultery to our own son. And she said to Amber also, I do not want the sins of your husband to fall upon my son. I love my son. But what people needs to take from that, Dave is not listening. The sins of Anthony is going to fall upon Dave. And this is why, and that was a nugget because Amber's not listening, Dave is not listening. Dave knows better. And what they need to look at, Dave keep on telling her he has her back. He does not have her back. Because if he had Amber back, he would have said to the mom, she's legally separated and she's still married. And she's living with me.
And you know what? I'm sorry.
And the mom, and if he had done that, I would have said Dave got her back. But he did not come out bold and says, I am with, we're shocking. She is my girl. Yes, the mom says, I can see that you guys love each other.
Yeah.
But is it in love? Are they in
lust.
love?
They're
or
in
they
lust.
just love each other?
They're in lust, okay?
Exactly. That's what I was just gonna say.
And the thing is, it makes you think too with Dave. Okay, you're bold enough to walk down and parade her in front of her husband, and that
Yes.
was an outright embarrassment and
Mhm.
disrespect. But you can't tell your own mom you're shacking up with a married woman. So that means that
Exactly.
deep down he knows it's wrong, and deep down he's ashamed that he's
Yeah.
doing it. That's why, remember we were talking about why would he keep walking around after they have sex and stuff?
Mhm.
Because he felt guilty. He was being convicted, and
Yes,
that's what it
remember I
was.
was saying, why is it him always leave
Yeah,
her in the bed and go and pray
because
to
he
God?
knew what he
Remember
was
I
doing
was
was wrong.
saying that?
No, it was
Because
wrong.
he was ashamed. He knows what he did is wrong. At least we can say he went to pray, but he's still doing the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did Amber ever once prayed? Amber never once prayed from she started with Dave. She only prayed that day when Anthony fell to the ground.
That's
And
it.
she begged God to forgive them, both of them. She didn't say forgive me or forgive Anthony. She says, please forgive us. All right. So let me take some comments from the chat here. All right. So here goes. So Charmaine says, I think both Anthony and Amber have issue from childhood that they need to deal with. Remember what Amber told her dad, that she had to be perfect for everyone. Whenever you're a PK child, the parents always want you to be the best. And they want you to behave a certain way. And the children, what I find with PK parents is a pastor, parents, when they're a pastor of their children, they put their children on a pedestal. They don't remember that the child is actually flesh and blood. That children do make mistakes. They don't have to be perfect because they're children and they're learning. And as they learn, they will come in alignment with God when they are ready to be in alignment, because children will be children. But they never take the opportunity to say, you know what? You make mistake, you will grow from it. They never do that with the children. So the children in the background start to be rebellious because they want to enjoy, have fun like their friends. And because their parents are pastors, they don't get the chance to have fun. So when they do leave the nest, they just rebel and just broke out. You know what I mean? What I'm saying? But eventually, when they have the good foundation of being in the church, God will always bring them back into the church when they are ready. And I think that is what's going to happen with Amber. When she's ready, she will go to God. But right now, she's in the flesh, just as Anthony is in the flesh.
Right.
What people need to understand now with the Amber character is the fact that she experiencing trauma from catching her husband in bed with her best friend. This girl was like a sister to her, and her husband was supposed to protect her, and he did not. And the worst thing is, she delivered that baby, her husband child. Can you imagine the magnitude of hurt this woman feel? And Anthony, I don't think Anthony get that yet. And then to top it off, she come back again and have PSD by seeing her husband in bed with another woman. It's not just one time in give her a trauma, in give her a second one. And what did Amber did? She run to Dave, and to sue that hurt, she used sex to sue the hurt. But you can only cover it up for so long, but eventually you have to deal with that pain. And I hope Anthony and Amber will be able to get the healing that they need, get professional help. I hope they do, because they do need it. They're both hurting. And hurt people hurt people. And another thing, Susan, is that Amber is broken. And so is Anthony. I'd like to hear your take on that.
No, they are. They are definitely, as you said, and as Charmaine picked up, it is from childhood hurt. And that's why Koko said today, you got to deal with this. You have never dealt with what has happened or whatever, why you're like this. And until he deals with it, which will mean going all back, way back to childhood, he's never going to be healed. And also the same thing with Amber. Something happened with her where she keeps going into these relationships. And I'm quite frankly wondering, and maybe her dad doesn't even know it. I'm wondering that at some point in her childhood, was she touched? Did something happen to her? Because it seems like she's showing the signs of that. Some women, when they sexually abused or something happened, and they hide it, and but it resurfaces in your patterns in your relationship. And I'm thinking maybe something like that happened to her, and her father may not even know that happened. I'm just going, But yes, they are both
outside the box. I see what you're saying. So I definitely think there was something going on with her, because she lost her mom maybe when she was 11. I'm hearing, because I haven't watched the skits that long like you guys, so you guys know more information than me. But it looks like she has suffered a trauma, because she said to him, "You wanted me to be perfect," and she also tried to be perfect for Anthony. You know what I mean? So when Amber dealt with that past hurt, then she will get to the healing that she needs. You know what I mean? And we do not know what God is for the Daltons yet, but I do know there is a plan for them. I do not know if it's going to be for them to separate and get back together, or they go the different ways, or they're going to fix it. They're going to come back together. But let's see. And I know that that house is going to be too much for her unless they're going to cleanse that house, or they're going to get, or Anthony going to
They're
buy
going to
her.
get a, you know what? If I think that if there is no divorce, or if there's a divorce and they get back
Yeah.
together, whatever, they're not going back to the same house. Because remember, there was a scene where when Amber, she was looking at Anthony in the bed, and she said, you gotta leave, you gotta leave. I'll just take, she was tripping. I guess she was having flashbacks or whatever in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And he said he would even buy her a bigger
A
house.
bigger house and a
And
bigger ring.
and when he was telling her in the bathroom that he would get her a bigger ring.
Yeah.
So those were little nuggets.
Yes.
I think that if they get back together, whatever, or reconnect after the divorce,
Yes.
it's gonna be another house, a
Yeah.
bigger
Yeah.
house.
I
It's gonna
think
be
so.
something totally different.
Yeah. I
But
think
there's
they're
no way
going to get a
after
new
people,
house.
there was no way. It's just too much stuff in that house. Even if they cleanse it or whatever, I wouldn't want to live in that house. It's just too many. It's just too much stuff has
Yeah.
gone
Too
on.
much drama with that
That's
house.
I
It's
wouldn't
just
want to
too
live
much.
there.
But let's see what they does with the Daltons.
Mm-hmm.
Let me take some comments, and you and I will read them, and we can answers what our chat family is saying. Let me know when a new skit is dropped, guys, so we can dive into it. What Charmaine says here, Amber father said he was once an Anthony. So I think he cheated on the wife, yes.
Mm-hmm.
They were divorced because his wife was engaged to the man that Amanda was having the affair with. Let me just find some. I can put it on the screen here. This is a different one. Denanisha understand the assignment, and she is not going to stop until the assignment is completed. Definitely.
Right.
She understands it. Yes, I totally agree with that, Charmaine.
Mm-hmm.
And Del Marie says here, they shall add that stayed at imaginary with Melissa and Dave. Could have put another woman. Do you understand that conversation, this statement here?
They shall had that stay at imagery.
Imagery with Melissa and Dave could have put another woman. Dan put another woman. Belinda, please rewrite that one. And then T Baby said, "Well, what kind of woman are you guys?" Okay, T Baby.
Can I answer that? I think I know where she's coming from. That because there was another comment from her about how can we, having thinking about Amber going back to Anthony is diabolical because of what he's done to her. I think T Baby, what I can only speak for myself. What I'm looking at, if we're looking at this, God has a plan, and we're going by what biblically what is happening, and the things that we know that God, there is no limitation to God. So anything, he can heal anything, he can heal a marriage. That's what we're talking about. He can totally change people, and he has done that. And I think that's why Wayne is putting this in here, because he knows that God can turn people completely around. And I think that's where we're going. And we're not saying that, go back to Anthony, we know he did what he did, but we also believe if they're talking about God has a plan, Jeremiah 29:11, that means that God has a plan, and what's happening with these two people, he's going to completely change them, where they will be completely different people. And if that's the case, if they're different people, and if it is his plan that they get back together, then they will get back together under a new foundation, as two different people, and won't be doing the same stuff that they were doing before, because their foundation was not even rocky. It was just a bad foundation. That's where we're coming from. We're not promoting, we want him with, I mean, as a you talking about a love story of that, you always want a nice ending, but this is man. That's what we're coming. If they had not put God has a plan, Jeremiah 29:11 in there, we wouldn't even be going that route, T Baby. So I just want you to know.
So right. Well said. Well said. I couldn't have said it better. Thank you for that, Susan. So T Baby, there is your answer. You have to look at the skit. They brought the father in and they were showing us Anthony keep on wearing the God as a Plan t-shirt, right? And they're telling us to trust the process. I listen, it's good to always listen to their live. When they have live, they drop nuggets, right? Amber says we need to pick out because Jesus is still popping in the skit, right? Me call when she says we have to pick out what we need to pick out, I call that the nuggets. We pick out the nuggets and we go run with the nuggets and we bring it on the show here. We review the skit and we explain on it. We give the educational point of view. If they did not say God have a plan, we would not be saying we want Amber back with Anthony. If they did not say God has a plan, and Amber's dad come and she spoke to Anthony and Amber. He spoke to both of them. He says to Amber, do not be like Anthony, because when you spell, she says God, when you put God backwards, it's dog. And I was a dog because he was like Anthony and he doesn't want his daughter to be a dog. Well, guys, she is a dog.
She is a dog.
And we just call a spade a spade. They are going off a biblical concept. You see what they did yesterday too? The mother bring in the word. So it's not just we just a run with word or we are push the Christianity, whatever on you guys. We are just reading and picking up the nuggets from the story that we are watching so we can review it honestly and call a spade because that's what we does. And if we pick up the nuggets the right way, then when we come and we explain on it, then we are going to see that we are right because a lot of time I call a spade and we pick up the nugget, right, Suzette, and we saw it plays out and we were correct. So what we are saying, we are not saying sitting here and saying, oh, we want Amber back with this abusive man. We don't want Anthony back with a cheating wife either. We don't want Amber back with a cheating husband. But if they're showing us says, through it all, God has a plan. Trust the process. It doesn't happen overnight. There are steps, there are stages. And when both of them come into alignment, then you will see what God's plan is. And I couldn't have said it better than what Suzette said. Well said, Suzette.
You're welcome. Can I say just one other thing real quick? The nugget yesterday that I think it went over Dave's head, but it did not go over Amber's head when his mom sat there when she looked at her son.
Suzette, I don't hear you. Suzette? Oh, Suzette is lost. Okay, it looks like Suzette dropped off. All right, hold on.
Hello.
Hi, dear.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Arrow. Arrow?
I don't know why. Hello. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can
Are you
hear
hearing
you.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Really, what Dave mom really said yesterday. Dave understand the assignment.
Yeah, he
You
did.
understand?
Yes, he did.
Amber, I don't know why Amber fans are thinking that they really love Amber. Amber is like a prize to Dave.
Yeah.
Prize. She's a prize.
Suzette, I put the link in the chat. Can you? Okay, there you go. Awesome.
I had a phone call came in that.
She's like a prize.
Oh, sorry, Aaron.
Oh, sorry there, Errol. Let you finish what she's saying. Okay, Suzette, you were saying something.
Okay, no, real quick before I get another call.
Yeah.
Dave, when his mom sat at the table and told him, and it's in the word, you're a thief and a robber.
Yeah.
Because that's what it says about a man who is having an affair or committing adultery with another man's wife. The Bible says you're a thief and a robber. When she said that, I saw Amber's face. you know,
Mhm.
because she knows that what his mom said was true. That
Yes,
kind of went over
no.
Dave's head. He was like, yeah, right, that kind of thing, you
Mhm.
know. But he is right. Dave is a thief and a robber because he's messing around with someone else's wife. And he
Yeah,
knows that. And what's bad is that Amber, she's listening to Dave and she's listening to Ernestine. So she has two people who are really basically being used by the enemy. Let's just be real.
definitely.
Okay. And so I don't know when she's gonna wake up, but she'll probably have to lose everything before she finally wakes up.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I wonder when Dave is gonna finally wake up too. And then Sylvester says there, Melissa says, God's plan could also be that Amber separated from the demon and find her happiness. If Aunt went back in good faith, then Amber would still be there. And
Sharon, please, can I answer that?
mhm.
Can I answer that comment?
Yes, you can, you may.
Please, I want to beg you guys. I know this is just a skit. It's a skit.
Mhm.
You guys don't play with the word of God. Don't play with the word of God. I'm begging you guys. I'm talking from experience. My sister is a skit maker back in my country, Nigeria. I know what has happened to many people that is playing with the word of God. I know. This
Mhm.
is just a skit. It's not real. Stop playing with the word of God. I'm begging you guys. God has a plan. It's for better things.
Mhm.
God can never give another man's wife to a single man. Never. They know what he's doing because like what he told Amber yesterday night that he know what he has gotten himself into. I don't know if you watch that skit. Suzette,
Okay, go ahead, Daryl. Susan, she's
I
asking
don't
you.
know if you people
I don't
watch
know,
that
what did
skit
she ask? I'm
where
sorry.
Dave was talking to Amber that he know what
I didn't
he
hear
has
the
gotten
question.
himself into. I said, did
Er-
you remember what Dave told Amber?
Errol, she don't understand the question. Let me just put it back on the thing here. Okay, she was asking you, what were you asking her, Errol? What's
I
the
said,
question?
she remember what Dave told Amber when they went out yesterday night that he know what he has gotten himself into. Dave know what he's doing is wrong. He knows. He knows. Same with Amber. So that is why they are with people that will never tell them the truth. Amber is with Ernestine because he knows that Ernestine will never tell her the truth. He knows that Ernestine hates Anthony. Ernestine will always advise her the wrong way. That's why she's always with Ernestine. Did you see she has never gone to see Auntie Mama Brenda? No. Have you ever seen her with
Sharon, I'm
her sister
jumping off.
Amanda? No. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
What did you
I didn't
say?
hear her. I didn't hear her question, so I don't know
Oh,
what she.
that's okay. It's because of our microphone. It's not. Oh dear, she's missing from this thing.
Yeah.
Her thing is echoing too much, so it kicks people off.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to hear it too. So she was saying what she okay, I'm trying to place you back on the stage here, but I can't error. There's some kind of technical difficulty. Sorry about that error. So I think what she was trying to ask you is when Amber and Dave was out, he says he understand what he gets himself into when he's with her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he's basically just disregarding what the word of God and the warning that they've been given. So
Yeah.
he's basically almost what the Bible says, a reprobate mind. Because that's what
Hmm.
he's doing. He's like, I don't care. I know what the word says. I
Exactly.
don't care. And he's trying to, unfortunately, Amber is I don't think she's reprobate, that she's still filled with flesh and everything, and the enemy is using her. But it sounds like Dave is at the point, he uses all talk about God and everything, but when it's something when it's convenient for him, like you said, he believes God sent Amber, which was an outright lie. So
Yeah, God would not send a married
when
woman
it's
to us.
something that he thinks will benefit him, that's when he's going to use or try to use the word of God. But for him, he was given the warning by his mother. His mom gave Amber the warning. They are both chosen to disregard.
Ignore
And
it.
I think if he had told Amber, you know what, let's just follow what the word of God says, and that
Yeah.
would have shown the true character, even though he's messed up now, but
Yeah.
it would have shown, okay, yeah, I want to do the right thing. He doesn't want to do the right thing.
No, he doesn't.
So that means that
Because
he is not he's claiming it was God sent her. We know that is not
no, God
correct.
did not send her.
So his intentions, because he knows knows better, but he chooses to do other. But he's bringing Amber, even though she has her own mind, he's bringing her into that, and that's why it's going to be a big fall.
Yeah.
Because they know better. That's what people wonder. Well, why you guys don't say anything about Anthony? No, Anthony is wrong. But the woman of God is supposed to be Amber. She's supposed to
Yeah.
know the word. Anthony doesn't know the word.
No, he doesn't know the word.
You know, so
Yeah. That is true. Well said there. So we have the other skit. We
oh, okay.
will take a look at it. So well, let me see. Angie, Angela, and Goddess, you guys watched it already? Oh, hi dear. You says great life. Thank you, Anil. So Anil is in the house. All right. So now she's saying her son is the most important thing to her. I sure know that she's seen that Anthony is not put his own son first, because Anthony prepared a place for her son.
Mhm.
Anthony did not prepare a room for his own child. So what do you want to be with a man who doesn't put his child first but put yours? Make that make sense. Can you hear me, Suzette?
I can hear you, but what happened? That's why I don't want to. I couldn't. It was
Important thing in her life.
Mm.
So Anthony is putting her son as the most important thing in his life also. But in the meantime, he is ignoring his own child.
Mhm.
He's preparing a room for her child, and he has not been preparing a room for his child. That doesn't sit well with me there. I
Yeah.
wouldn't want that man anywhere near my child if that's how he's gonna roll, you know? She
Well,
shouldn't even brought her child into a marital home. The man is still legally married. She should just stick to her condo, get what she wants from Anthony, because it's not gonna go anywhere. That's what I'm just saying.
yeah, you're right. You're right, because her goal is to get as much as she can out of him, and she doesn't have to do that by moving in with him and having her, her putting her child in the middle of that. You're right. She doesn't have to do that. But who knows? I mean, she hasn't. I mean, she's been there, but she's not like I'm living here. She still has her condo, so maybe she's rethinking. I don't know.
Anil, the link, if you're still in the chat, the link is in the chat if you want to come and give us your take on what you're seeing with Anthony, with this ludicrous behavior, getting a room ready for Kai. I'd like your take on that. Anthony has no good intention, but she thinks, oh, he's a good man. And Koko just smile it off and says, that man is just crazy. You know, he is definitely crazy. So it is what it is. Oh, so I have two tools that no wonder tools that can't hear, because I have two of you in the system. And Suzette. All right. When there is two of you in the system, it doesn't work either. Yes. So I guess we're going to get another skit with them, but I keep you guys here long enough. Thank you for being here with me, Suzette. I'm sorry that you weren't able to hear this thing when it plays. Okay, so her thing is trying to connect to the system. Yeah, so they are going, she's going to let God guide her or lead her, something along those lines that she was saying. And Koko, I don't know you, so I guess I'm gonna get to know you. And she says, what you're gonna cook? She said, and some kind of nonsense, you're gonna cook some kind of fish tilapia or something like that. I'm not sure. But anyway, it looks like they're gonna have Koko again for some more conversation. So I guess they're going to make Koko taste her food. So I'm wondering if they think that Koko is going to get win over by her tasting Denanisha food. Pity they don't know who Koko is. Koko is just
exactly.
Koko is just sitting back, giving her 2 cents, giving her half shade, and looking to see what the nonsense is. I'm gonna hear if Anthony gonna tell her, oh, by the way, I'm making a room for Kai. I'm wondering if Denanisha is going to also tell her when she's there cooking and let it slip, says, oh, Anthony is such a wonderful person too. He's making a room upstairs for Kai. And Koko gonna says, oh yeah, he'll make a room for his son. And then she's gonna find out that her Denisha's son name is Kai also. Because oh, Anthony hasn't told her that Denisha as a child. It has to be Denisha who told her that she as a child and her child is the most important thing to her. Anthony forgotten that he has a child. You understand? He forgot that he has a child. So, and I think you're absolutely right, Suzette. You called it. I have to give you the credit that he thinks his Kai is the reason for the breakdown in his marriage.
I believe that.
So now he is latched on to this young boy because the bigger Kai remind him of himself, and he has this big fantasy going on right now. This is the love of his life. God sent her to him, and Amber was a test. Pity Anthony doesn't know Denisha is the test, and he has to go through this. And I'm loving it because what he just handed Amber off of his asset, or even 75% of his asset, if what Amber's lawyer is saying says, well, it's okay for you to be with Dave. It's okay for Anthony to know that you're with Dave. So now I need to find out, guys, what will Anthony lawyer says, because Anthony lawyer and his lawyer are in communication. I'm dying to see the mediation. I'm dying to see what's gonna happen, and we are dying to see what God plan is for the Daltons. I'm not saying what God is for Anthony, what God's plan is for Amber alone, what God is for both of them, because they're both doing the same thing. They are parallel to each other.
Yes.
Their situation is mirror imaging to what is going on. Amber's cooking for Dave.
Yep.
Amber's cooking for Anthony. Amber moving to Dave. Denisha moved into Anthony. And he did wasn't that Denisha moved into the house. He did not.
They conveniently didn't tell Koko that, did they?
Exactly. They lied. Anthony lies.
Yeah. And
Anthony lies.
And she lied by omission. She didn't say anything.
Exactly. Because she knows how the game is played. And Koko read her like a book, just like how she is reading Koko like a book. But let's see how the dinner or the brunch go on. If it's going to be, if it's gonna go smoothly. But we know how Koko is, and I'm dying to see what the other situation is. Okay, let's see what Angela says. Chase is so greedy, he wants jerk chicken from the grass and aluminum foil on the ground. What is happening?
Are they at the cookout? Maybe they're at
are they at the cookout, guys?
Ernestine's cookout. I don't know.
At the barbecue, yes. Angela, I agree. Denisha putting something in that food because his mind is gone.
You know what? You know what, Sharon? I thought she's doing something too. I just this little thing, I just thought of that.
What can she put into?
I don't know.
To make his mind gone. Come on, guys. Let's be realistic. No. She stand there and we see she put in her herbs and the seasoning. We see how she make it. We didn't see she put anything that's not supposed to be in the food. But then again, this is SkitLanta. Anything is possible.
Anything can happen.
Oh God, I get you guys to start take too much out of the box now. Oh my goodness.
That is funny.
Yeah, that is funny. That's really nice. Let me see what Dolly is saying at Santana. Koko does see through Denisha games and tactics. Yes, she does. No. And Dee Fraser says Anthony is not in love with neither Amber or neither is. Anthony is not in love, neither is Amber. Okay, thank you, Dee. We get that. They're in lust. That's all we know. They are in lust for sure with their significant other. And then Era says, oh, sorry, Era, that you can't be up here. The system is not working good. Sharon, I don't trust both lawyers. They are working together against the Daltons. You think so? All right. We're just going to trust the process and see what God's plan is for the Daltons. That's all we're going to do. And then Angela said, Jamaica jerk chicken is flying. So who is making the Jamaica jerk chicken? Ernestine Barbecue is the I Like skit of the day. Ooh.
Okay.
I guess I should cover that later at 4:30 then. Because right now we're dealing with Anthony and Denanisha nonsense. And by the way, we have Koko, so we can't do Ernestine's skit right now. We'd have to do a different one. And Eckling says, Chase, pick up the chicken, 5 minutes rule. Oh, so they're telling us that the meat fell on the grass and Chase so greedy, he picked it up off of the ground. My goodness. But he didn't even wash it off and shave dog in the yard. What if the dog food and they just... I would definitely throw that in the garbage. Definitely not. Ernestine Koko started. Ooh. Oh, that's wonderful. Happy 4th of July, Wayne. Doing a surprise for Lauren. Oh.
Oh, Dan.
It look like me have to come off and come on at 4:30, guys. But I said 5 o'clock on the weekend because today is Saturday. So we'll make you guys enjoy and we'll come back on at 5. Amber is going to tell Koko that he moved her in. Okay. And the goddess says, Nadia can't cook. She's a mess. I know she's a mess. Can you imagine jerk chicken curry? That's nonsense. You don't put curry on jerk chicken. You're not after curry chicken. That woman is crazy. And then Andrea said that Eklin, you have to laugh with the 5 minutes rule, definitely. But I wouldn't want the 5 minutes rule. You know why? Because Ernestine has a dog in the yard. You do not know where they go to poop, regardless them pick up the poop or whatever. Nope. It's outside. So if it fell on the ground, I would not pick it up. I would definitely throw that in the garbage. I would not be having that. No 5 minutes rule is working there. I have to get another piece. That's my idea, my opinion. So Goddess says, Amber Lawyer and Anthony Lawyer are both working together against the Dalton. What do you think? Okay, what do you think, Susan? Are they working against the Daltons?
Well, no, I don't think they're working against the Daltons. What I believe, based upon Amber's attorney, what she did with Ernestine, she is intentionally prolonging it because it's to her advantage for it to be prolonged. There's more. That's why when Amber says, maybe I should just walk away, she almost had a heart attack when she said, oh, no, wait a minute, hold up, wait. So what?
Your check.
Right. So no, I don't know about Anthony's attorney because he hasn't been in communication with his attorney, which is really bizarre. But with Amber's attorney, yes, she is trying to prolong it because the more she prolongs, she gets her automatic fees each month, right? Her retainer. Exactly. Plus, she probably gets some kind of percentage or wherever they worked it out of the settlement. So the more Amber gets, the more she gets. And the longer it goes, so they have, because I was watching an old skit when she was talking with Ernestine's attorney, Jay's attorney, and they were talking about mediation and all this. So she knows how to prolong it. So yes, she's going to prolong this as long as she can because it's more money for her.
I noticed that because I saw that skit to Charmaine send them to me, so I saw it. And I was laughing when the two attorney them outside was laughing. I said, okay, we're going to get them. You know, we're going to prolong it as long. And I had to laugh. And Amber using this attorney. Well, I thought they would have been in front of the judge already. I'm surprised that they're not. So Sabrina says, yes, the attorney are trying to make millions off of them. And they may want to retire. The attorney got to retire, yes. You're so right, Sabrina. Well said there. And Granddoggy doesn't want any of Nadia jerk chicken. Definitely not. Who was eating Nadia nasty jerk chicken? Anthony and Dave are both 20 clones. Oh, my goodness, Era. You see the clone. Dolly says, Chase did the 5-second rules with the food, and they're laughing. Oh, my goodness. I wish I could show that. Do you think Amber is going to bring Dave to the cookout? Anything is possible if
She
they're
she
happy.
probably will. She probably will because they think that they are okay to
They're
date
okay to
openly.
be in public.
She'll bring him, and that's
Yeah,
when Jay will
definitely.
meet him,
If
hopefully.
they're
So.
back. I hope Amber goes to the cookout like she did before. Dolly says, okay, we're going to see what happens. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. And EP says, Anthony lawyer don't like that Anthony cheated with Amber best friends and as a baby. It seems like she's a girl's girl and feel like Anthony will lose regardless. And what else I noticed, EP, is that she was annoyed with him in her voice conversation. That's what I find out. Do you think, Suzette, that the Anthony attorney will drop him or she'll just milk him for more money or she just, when she
No,
finds out that he moves Denisha in? I'd like to hear what she says to him.
yeah. I don't think
We,
she's gonna drop him. I
mm,
mean, she will probably advise him that what he's doing is he's really jeopardizing the settlement. So I think she'll tell him that, but I don't think she'll drop him. I don't think she'll drop
okay, I don't think so either.
him.
But I think she will be annoyed again to hear
Yeah.
that he did the unthinkable. And maybe she will advise him, says, well, for your wife to catch you in bed a second time with another woman, that means it moves from 50% to 75%.
Yeah.
Guys, I am just putting in the percentage because Amber has a good case. We're just listening off of what Amber lawyer says, right? So I'm just going off of that. And I know you guys are not going to come for me and says no. But I know Margaret will say, Sharon, in case she can't get him the 5%, the 50%, because that is whatever, But for her to experience that devastation again, will the judge, that's what I need. I'd love to step in the courtroom. I'm here wondering if they do go through with the divorce, will the judge say, look here, it's a draw. Nobody gets nothing, or it's a tie, it's 50-50. And there is nothing Anthony can do because your wife experienced this, your wife is doing the same thing. So it's going to be a draw. So it's split 50-50. I'm wondering if that's what the judge is going to say, but I'm dying to hear what Anthony lawyer says to him now. Is it going to be a 75% in Amber's favor because of the fact that that's the marital home, and plus that's the marital bed, and then the other factor in people need to look at, Amber abandoned the home. For Amber to abandon the home, does she still have a good case? But her lawyer says she still have a good case, although she don't tell the lawyer. Does the lawyer know that she living with Dave? Or she didn't tell the lawyer?
No, she doesn't. The lawyer does. No, she hasn't told the lawyer she's living with Dave.
Okay, so
Not at all.
if Anthony tells his lawyer says Amber hasn't been sleeping at home, but she come home in the daytime, will he have a better case? That's what I need to know. And another thing, will Anthony have a better case regardless? Amber have a legal separation. He is still legally married, as according to what his lawyer is saying. I rather listen to what Anthony lawyer is saying than what Amber lawyer saying, because to me it's like she's giving bad advice. But only thing she said, Amber can have her man because she's legally separated. So we have to listen to that. We have to go by that. But Amber needs to be sleeping in the home. Why isn't Amber? What people need to look at. Why is Amber not sleeping in the home? If Amber was going home at a reasonable time, there was no cause for Anthony to bring this woman in. So only thing I can say logically is that Amber dropped the ball right there.
Yeah.
But the other thing is she caught him in bed with another woman. So if they get the full story, will it be a draw? That's all I need to know. Will Amber still entitled to 50%, or will her percentage go up to 75% instead of 50%? That's all I need to hear. I'm dying to hear. I can't wait to hear what Anthony lawyer has to say.
It's up to the judge.
Yeah. Okay, so Charmaine is saying Wayne is asking Lauren for her address. Oh my goodness. I think she also told her mother to help her get to Wayne too, right? And the mother is all for that nonsense. Parents like that, they will lead their children to astray. That's all I can say about Lauren parent, Angelina and Denisha parent. That's all I can say. Those parents, just see dollar sign. And from the see dollar sign is like all their logical thinking just went out the door like Anthony's. That's all I can say. Most of us are disgusted and by the behavior. If he wants Denisha, just sign the papers. Well, he's not gonna sign the paper for his 50%. We have to be logical. If you were in Anthony's shoe and you make your
I
asset
wouldn't.
and you are getting a divorce, nobody under this cotton picking earth is going to tell me that they are going to sign their 50% over to a cheating husband or to a cheating wife. There is no, it has to go to a mediation or it has to go in front of the judge, but you're not going to sign that paper. We just have to call a spade a spade. We just have to be fair. She said Amber doesn't have to spend 24 hours with Dave. Exactly. But Amber
She
should be
does.
in her house at night. That's what she said, go home at a reasonable hour. Amber has to be gone for a year before the consent considered abandonment if they go by the law in real abandonment. But right now, Dolly, they're not going by the real law, they're going by the skit law. So that's what I am there saying. They're not going by real law, they are going by the skit law. So I'm dying to hear what Anthony attorney has to say. The judge will also ask about who pays the bills, which Anthony is the one that pays the bills, which is very important, Eros says. I agree with that too. And then Tina says, Melissa, exactly, I agree with you. I for day one said that Anthony and Amber should have never gotten married and the divorce should be have been happened 3 years ago. I totally agree. She should never left the door open. That's my take on it. She should not, but she did. And we're here now. So we're gonna speak on what is here now. Amber has to be gone a year. Okay, but still, how did that girl end up in her bed? She come home the morning. I guess she could lie because she does lie, right? She can says, "Oh, I just went to a hotel to stay, and I came home and see because he's so abusive, and I came home the next morning to see him in bed with somebody." But what is she gonna say if she find out that the girl actually moving? That means she was never in the house. So that would call abandonment. She not supposed to take anything from the house. She move out. She leave the house with a suitcase, not even a letter. The lawyer says take nothing from the house. But Amber wheel out her suitcase out of the house.
But she'll lie and say she was going on a trip. That's why she
Oh
had a
yeah,
suitcase. Remember? I mean, she
yes,
didn't go to LA. She can
yes,
say,
she
"Hey,"
did.
and she just had a. I didn't take that as her moving out.
Mhm.
I thought it was a bit strange, but because she's been putting her stuff in bags, like so you
Yeah,
didn't
she's
notice.
moving out things little by little.
Right, but she had a small over that's a small case she had. If she really
Yeah,
wasn't, I mean, if she was moving all the stuff out, she'd have a whole lot of stuff. So she can always say, "Hey, I was going out of town.
yeah,
You said I was moving out. I was going out of town," and she can prove she did go out of town.
yeah. She did go out of town, definitely. Yep, so she does have her. So Amber situation is covered, guys. So nobody have to worry about that. Honestly, guys, I really would love to see the divorce, but since they're really bringing in back the God as a plan, I am just gonna trust to see where it goes, what the writer does, and I think it's going to be very tasteful. We do not know how it's gonna go. If Amber is gonna be by herself, it would be nice to see her by herself being happy without any baggage and whatever. But let's see what God's plan is. There is nothing impossible when you're going through a divorce like this. And we will see what God plans is. We will see how the trust the process work in this situation for the Dalton. That's all I can say, right?
Mhm.
What's your last word, Anne Suzette?
Well, you know what? This storyline has is so emotional and it's been up and down, and at times I have not wanted to watch. But I thought about what you said the other day. I think it was you, Sharon,
Yeah,
about it's good to watch it because that helps the actors,
yes,
that helps you guys,
yes,
monetary. So I get it. So what I've been doing, because I can't stand Denisha and Anthony their scenes together, and I can't stand Dave and Amber. So what I've done, I know they said if you click on for 5 seconds, that means you what. That's what I do, and I
Okay.
just take it off. So I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'll find out the update from you guys. But
Yeah.
no, I think this is gonna. I really think we just have to keep watching and see what their theme. God has a plan, and see what the
Yeah.
writers say, and if they're true to what they want to do biblically, it's going to be something that whether they stay together or not, it will be God's plan for the two of them. And
Yeah.
I personally think his plan for the two of them, not saying maybe no divorce, because I think they need to separate, but I think it may be a reconnection after that separation. That's what I think might happen.
Yeah, definitely. I think it should be a divorce, honestly. And then
Mhm,
let them see that the grass is not greener on the other side.
mhm,
And then if
mhm,
they're meant to be, when they fix themselves, then they can come back together. That's what
mhm,
that's what I would really like to see. But let's see
mhm,
how the writer does it. There's going after God has a plan. The other nuggets from the mom was saying, did God tell you it was over? You guys have to
mhm,
pick up that. That was a very important nugget there, guys. I'm
mhm.
trying to place you on the screen, AJ, but I cannot. For some reason, every time I click on you, see, I just click on you and you're gone again. Sorry about that. And Lily says, that is your time zone, Sharon. Yeah, you mean 5 o'clock on the weekend? Yes. And normally I would go on 4:30, what I go on during the week, but I try to go on at 5 o'clock on the weekend so that way you guys can get to unwind and jump on. All right. And then RD says, in the real world, one people divorcing do not stay in the same home 24/50 is based on what was accumulated, earned during the marriage. Thank you for that. That's in the real world. Thank you for that, darling. That is why we ask, but we do not understand how the skit people them are going. So we are here trying to figure out and pick up the nuggets what God's plan has for in store for Amber and Dave and Anthony. What they have, God plan is for Amber and Anthony. It's not for Dave. It is for Anthony and Amber. All right, guys. So we're gonna see what God's plans are for them. And then Angela sees the great morning live. Sharon underscore Rico review. Thank you, baby girl. The man older Ashtage. Janet is saying, never let them come back together. Janet says, I do understand that. And Angela C says, the skit don't condone inner space. Dali is saying, the skit don't compromise inner space. You're right. And 56 likes and 45 watching. Thank you guys. Let me just give you guys a round of applause for hitting the like button. We appreciate you. This is your guys' channel. We get to kiki together. We get to agree to disagree. It's awesome. Good. And we also learn some stuff from real life to what's playing out in this. I don't want Amber and Anthony together at all. I know, Tina. I know. And what state are you in, Sharon? Oh, Lily, I'm in Canada. I'm in Brampton, Ontario. And my time zone is 1:20 right now. Dolly at not Amber's Peace. I don't get that. Watch and enjoy yourself. Who's having a birthday? Watch and enjoy yourself. Having HBP over a skit that is not real is diabolical. I have no idea what Eero is saying
I
there.
know what she's saying.
What is she saying?
She's saying people get too emotional about the skits sometimes,
Mhm.
and that is true. You invest in these characters, and that's not only skits. It could be like, well, when his soap operas were big and stuff, people would. So what you have to do when you see that happening, and it has happened to me. I'll be honest. I just push myself away from it, and then take a break, and then come back, and because
Yeah,
you
you
have to
have to
remind
do that.
yourself, you do, because you start feeling like you Sharon, sometimes you see stuff Amber is going through or whatever, you start crying because you
Yes,
feel those emotions.
yes,
The actors are
exactly.
that good; they make you think this is,
Exactly.
But
That's what.
That's what I'm talking about. I think the majority of people don't like get caught up, but there are some that can't separate real life from
From the
the
skit.
from the skit. Now it's okay to
Yes.
get emotional about it because it does. It makes you mad. You have feelings.
Yeah, it's
But
true.
you just back away and say, oh, wait a minute, this is not real, and then you're okay. So yeah, but I know what she's saying, but that's not yeah, I'm not talking about get high blood pressure, but you have to be cognizant that some people they may be a little emotional about this and
It
just back
is true.
away. You know,
It
we
is
have to be
true.
compassionate about this. So
I know because we do have some compassionate Amber fan here in the chat. And
mm-hmm,
what them have to realize is that the skit is evoking real emotion in all of us.
mm-hmm.
Some are not as emotional as some. And as Charmaine is still on the fence, I am still trusting the process to see what God plan is for them. And that's all I can say. Trust the process. And Charmaine said, it is early yet, but I thought that Koko would drive up the view really fast. So what are the numbers, Charmaine? Before we go, I was just wanting to see what the numbers are. High blood pressure. Yes, thank you, dear. I forget me lost my head a little bit there. Thank you, Suzette and Angela, to let me know that the HB meant the high blood pressure. You see, I don't remember. And yeah, I know a lot of you guys are Team Dave, but right now we are going to see. You know what? I'm going to say this before we sign off. How are the Team Dave and Team Amber gonna feel when they actually sees that Dave is just as bad as Anthony? That's what I'm saying. We rest my case. We're just gonna trust the process. God has the plan. Have a fabulous 4th of July, everybody. And
Thank
I'll catch you
you.
guys back at 5 o'clock.
All righty. See you later.
Come on, 5:30. Let me know, and I will do that. Just put it in the chat on the page. All
Okay.
right.
Bye
Bye
bye,
bye.
everyone.
No,
See you
bye-bye.
later.
Please hit the like button out on your way out. Peace out.